Welcome to Talkin Tigers. I'm Rachel Whittaker. Thanks for joining us today as we review LSU's 4 days of open practice. And making his Talkin Tigers debut is beat writer Jerit Roser. Jerit, welcome to the show.
Hey Rachel, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, some observations in camp, of course, include the quarterbacks, Anthony Jennings and Brandon Harris. So has either one separated himself at all in camp so far?
Brandon's the guy right now, but there's still a lot of time left between now and that McNeese State game to open the season. So it's hard to say definitively because who knows what's going to happen over the next few weeks. But Brandon Harris has taken the snaps, practicing handoffs with Leonard Fournette and working, those first team reps from what we've seen, which is obviously pretty limited at the beginning of LSU practices. But hearing from folks, other players and people in the program, they've praised Brandon quite a bit. They've had positives to say about both quarterbacks, but you've had some guys like Deshaun Smith, the tight end, who you actually might know. He's a Barb alum.
Of course, yeah.
He said looking at Brandon and the way he carries himself now compared to where he was a year ago maybe seeming a little bit more nervous at times, or maybe not as much in control to where he is now is just kind of night and day the steps forward he's taken in maturity. We'll see if he holds on to it.
Right, becoming more mature is going to be key as he enters his sophomore year. And we also saw potential future signal callers like Justin McMillan and Danny Etling taking some snaps in practice on Saturday. So I'm sure we might be talking about them before we know it. And Jerit, you mentioned Deshaun Smith, one of LSU's tight ends. So is it possible for the tight ends to get more involved in the offense this year after only combining for less than 200 yards a season ago?
That's what the tight ends are telling us. Deshaun and Dylan Gordon, a Curtis alum, assure us that we're going to see more tight end involvement in the LSU offense this season. That I think the stats going into the bowl game last year were 8 receptions by tight ends for 63 yards and 1 touchdown, which is obviously not a lot for a long season. But then Deshaun Smith has those 4 catches for 66 yards against Notre Dame, where folks kind of start to see, that could be a pretty vital part of this offense if they can get a guy like that involved. And so Deshaun said, just watch out, the tight ends will get more opportunities and that they're excited to do so. And then you've got a couple of other guys in Washington and Jeter that could also play a role because, we've seen they're not shy about potentially using 2 tight end formats.
Absolutely. LSU will take any offensive weapons they can get going into the McNeese State game. I can't believe it's less than a month away. So, Jerit, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Rachel. Appreciate it.
And thanks again for watching, everyone. We'll see you Tuesday.